let's talk about why this stuff's happening, because someone actually chatted us. We've talked about ESG before. It's environmental, social, and governance rating. Someone mentioned that as we were talking about this Twix commercial and this Doritos commercial, that the reason they're doing this is because they're trying to reduce their risk as they appear to creditors. I don't believe that. ESG ratings are legit. So let me just read. It says, an ESG rating measures a company's exposure to long-term environmental, social, and governance risks. These risks, involving issues such as energy efficiency, worker safety, and board independence, have financial implications, but they are often not highlighted during traditional financial reviews. Investors who use ESG ratings to supplement financial analysis can gain a broader view of a company's long-term potential. So there are companies that issue an ESG score.
Yeah.
They're woke, right? A lot of them, like most companies are. And so if you're not woke, they'll say you have a very high risk because, oh, what's that? California says you got to have a woman and a person of color on your board, and you don't. High risk of government intervention, bad score.
Right.
So what do? This other story that was breaking is that a white male who was fired from a North Carolina hospital sued for $10 million because they replaced him with a black woman. And apparently they fired a bunch of white male executives and hired black people to replace them. And the jury was like, you can't just fire people for being white. And apparently this dude was sitting in board meetings discussing diversity and like how to help the hospital, and they fired him. So what's happening is, for a lot of companies, in order to improve their ESG, they're doing all the green stuff, green initiatives, and they're doing all of the woke stuff. They want to have reduced risk. But I actually think this will backfire. For one, Doritos with that commercial about the ghost who turned out to be gay, and the Twix thing, which has nothing to do with cookies, but it's like a boy who wears a dress. That's high risk. Like if I was an investor, and I was like, well, I have invested in companies. I'll tell you this. I've invested in several companies. If they come to me and I say, what's your strategy for like growing the business? And they go, well, we're a company that manufactures, we refine steel. And in these times, steel is very expensive. I'll say, wonderful. Well, people need steel. Okay. So what's your plan for marketing? And they go, gender.
Yes.
We're going to make commercials about people choosing. And I'm like, whoa. You're going to spend money.
Say what?
That could be a dividend, or could hire more people to sell an ideology having nothing to do with steel.
Or could increase steel production.
But I think there's two things. One, some people are worried about their scores. This is basically social credit for corporations.
Yeah.
But some people just are buying this. This is religion now. This is the religion. I mean, there was a time.
That's their tithe.
Well, no, this is their preaching. There was a time when this country was overwhelmingly Christian. And companies would be like, I am not going to offend the sensibilities by putting a pentagram on something, right? Magic the Gathering has a card called Unholy Strength. It requires swamp energy, or black mana, as it's called. I'm pretty sure. And the character on the card is like a guy leaning back with a burning pentagram behind him. In the early 90s, a bunch of religious groups said, hey, this is offensive. You can't do that. So they removed the art from subsequent versions. Because there was a time when Christianity had some swing.
Even Tipper Gore, who was Vice President Al Gore's wife. Democrat, who forced there to be explicit warnings labels on records she thought were, offensive to her sensibilities.
As we lose our Judeo-Christian moral framework, and it is supplanted by lack thereof, you get chaos.
Exactly.
It is turning into that. Yeah. I mean, like, that's something that's happening at Post Millennial even. We're being targeted by, I think we talked about it before, we're being targeted by like these activists who have no moral standing in anything at all, just say a whole bunch of lies about us. Advertisers believe them without looking into it at all.
It's funny because we're getting some of that too.
Are you getting it too? Yeah, I know that Daily Wire is getting it too, and Revolver.
It doesn't.
All of these
it has
places.
zero
Federalist
impact.
got it. Yeah,
there's no impact whatsoever.
Well,
on us.
we're working toward moving into a position where that's going to have zero impact. We're getting close.
It's just the crazy thing is that we've had some issues where these woke activists have contacted our advertisers, and the advertisers then have an internal meeting, and they're like, "We don't understand how Tim Pool is controversial," and so I've had like conversations where they're like, they were actually really worried at first, and then they looked at the site and then did research into you, and they were confused as to what the activists were claiming. And I was like, so what's their conclusion? They were like, they made a mistake.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, well, you have
Well,
people
good
who
for
are
you.
actually looking into it. A lot of advertisers, a lot of companies, they don't even think about it. They just
Flinch.
say, "Okay, we're out.
Yeah.
We're
Well, yeah,
done. We're good."
It's
sorry,
sad.
Sorry.
It's very sad
Please
because
forgive me, mea culpa.
well, and it's because they're not incentivized to, right? Because even if what the person is saying about you is a total lie, and even if the advertiser knows it's a total lie, if they still think it's going to hurt their bottom line to work with you, they're going to cut you loose.
Right. Or if they just don't care enough to figure it out.
Yeah.
I think some companies are starting to get wise to the fact that it could be really bad for their business. So there was, what was it, Surfshark?
Yeah, that was one of them.
So I'll say two things. For one of the sponsors of the show is a VPN company, Virtual Shield. We shout them out all the time.
Right.
But that's just full disclosure because this has nothing to do with them. I'm only saying that because I don't want this to be viewed as a conflict of interest. But Surfshark is a VPN, and they sold out you guys, right?
Mm-hmm. They sure did.
They canceled on you because one guy tweeted like Andy No was a bad person.
Right. Yeah, and Andy No is a crime reporter, and this person commits crimes. And so
there you go.
he doesn't want, he doesn't want
that's
any reporting on
perfect.
his crimes.
Here's what needs to happen. Don't buy Doritos. We
Yep.
won't.
Yeah.
We won't. And I
Tweet
won't
at
eat 'em.
Doritos.
No, I wasn't
Don't buy
buying them
Twix.
anyway, but Twix is off the menu.
And who owns Twix? Mars?
Is it Mars?
Yeah.
I don't know.
What else do they make?
All sorts of
Everything.
candy.
Stop buying from
Yeah,
these companies.
yeah.
And Surfshark, cancel your subscription to them. Because the left does.
Yeah,
Well,
and conservatives
exactly.
for too long have just gone along with this, being like, well, whatever, I do my own thing. I'll consume whatever products I want. And there hasn't been a lot of activism on that side, or even just on the side of people who want to uphold things like constitutional rights. You know, they're not going around telling everyone what to do and how to live their lives. But
Yeah.
you can act with your own, your own pocketbook.
I got an
100%.
idea.
Well,
Okay.
Here's the
hear
activism
it.
that we need. It's not about a conservative. It's not about being independent. It's not about being libertarian. Here's the activism the right really needs. Stop eating sugar.
Yes.
No. I'm not saying all sugar do keto. I'm saying cut out the cookies.
Yes.
No
Oh,
more
the crap, the
Twix.
garbage.
No more
Yeah,
garbage.
no.
Junk food.
You should be, when you go to the store, I tell you this, man, meat is expensive, but you got to understand how much you're wasting on these sugary coffee drinks from Starbucks.
Eating
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Don't go to Starbucks anymore. Why? What do they have to offer you? A bottle of water? Okay, fine. We've replaced all of our plastic bottles with glass bottles that we put our own filtered water in now because I'm like, it's time to put up or shut up. I'm eating better. I'm cutting out the donuts, the sugary garbage, the candy, the all that crap. Imagine this, that photo that Jack Posobiec posted of all of these people walking around just in shape. Why? Because food was real.
Yes.
Imagine that the left can be sickly, body positive, or whatever you want to call it, unwell, suffering in their minds. And the one thing that you can do, get in shape, start exercising, cut out the candy, cut out the Doritos, cut out the Starbucks. These are companies that are selling you out and using your money to promote ridiculous ideologies that don't even sell their product. So don't support them.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying, right?
That makes a lot of sense.
I would not eat a Dorito right now if you were to pay me for it. Why? Because I'm on a diet. And it doesn't mean I'm on a diet to lose weight. It means I'm on a specific regimen of the food that I eat for a specific reason.
Yeah, of course.
Fresh vegetables, fresh fruits, meats. I'm not eating the garbage processed crap anymore.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, I don't have it in my house. Like,
Yeah.
I don't buy that stuff for my
Just don't
kid.
have it.
I just don't want it.
Yeah.
I mean, when we have sweets, I am certainly never going to give up sweets. But I make cookies. I make cookies at home.
You make it yourself.
Yeah, I made banana bread muffins this week, and we were very excited.
It's funny because conservatives won't really mobilize in that way often. I'm hoping that changes. I'm hoping we can convince people not to purchase these products because that's what needs to happen. I just find it hilarious that, I mean, the radical left, spent, like I said, spent a summer burning down cities. People died. This is a very energetic and mobilized group of people, to put it kindly. And for all these cries you hear on the left about conservatives are so dangerous and they're going to ride and kill people, and like, we can't even get conservatives to stop eating Twix bars. Like, I
Right.
don't
True.
think
This is what I'm saying.
that
though.
they're that much of a threat, unfortunately. And
This is really, really simple.
Yeah.
You don't need to remember a list of companies not to buy from.
yeah,
You don't need to go to the store and go, oh, Pepsi. Are we boycotting Pepsi? All you need to do is say, I eat farm fresh meats, cheeses, and veggies.
yeah.
Done.
And
and then when you go to the store and you're like, which candy bar was I boycotting? All of them.
All of
them.
They poison your
I
mind.
love
They're
it.
bad for you.
Yeah,
Well,
they're-
and also,
yeah.
I just want to.
I'm on board with that.
I just want to clarify when I'm saying like not a threat. I'm saying conservatives do need to be a threat in the sense that corporations need to understand that we are a large consumer block and their business can suffer if they upset us, if they walk all over us, if they try to insult us.
I'm just thinking
It's a
about
little organization. I think.
100%.
But
Yeah,
not if
yeah.
not if the approach is you focus on yourself.
No, I mean to.
Yes.
I mean to boycott some of the some of the companies
That's
that
true.
are taking these behaviors,
But-
not just the food companies. I mean, it's
Right,
easy.
right,
It's easy
right.
to say I'm not going to buy chips. You know, I mean, there's a lot of that kind of stuff I was never buying anyway. Like I was never the target audience for the Doritos ad because
Right.
I've literally never bought a Dorito.
It's time to start. Look, Daily Wire is doing it, and we're definitely doing it. They're way bigger than we are, but producing culture.
I think
that-
that's so important.
We need to get to the point where it's like, no, don't watch Disney. Watch Daily Wire's
Yeah.
new show. Watch Timcast, but that could take some years.
Discast IRL.
Yeah.
No more Disney, dude. We've got some stuff we could produce. You know what I mean?
We got 2 shows so far. We have four total shows on Timcast.com.
Nice.
Yeah, that's
A
great.
fifth show is in production right now. We're doing trials and auditions and like test runs for a pop culture show. There's a lot of pop culture stuff to talk about.
There's
you
gonna
know?
be
Yeah, I mean
60 shows.
we're doing a lot of great podcasts at Post Millennial. We have this one, Cancel This. Dinesh D'Souza was just on. It was
Oh, that's awesome.
spectacular.
But
and
here's
I think we apparently have Ari Hoffman doing an interview with Donald Trump tomorrow
Certain
night.
Oh,
Orange
wow.
Man.
that
Yeah.
is good.
And
but
it's
the-
on our Rumble channel. This is more
That's-
political
this is-
content. It's
right,
more
right.
political content.
And
but-
podcasts are still very much right wing, conservative, whatever, like talk radio.
Right.
That's why we do the Cast Castle vlog every day. We have an animator who makes silly jokes, like the shirt we just sold.
Snack.
Yes. the snake.
Step on Snack and find out. Go to timcast.com. Do I still have it? Yeah, here, check it out. Step on Snack and find out this amazing t-shirt you can get by going to timcast.com and clicking store and then scroll down. It's on the bottom. We got to rearrange it better. But this will soon be up on the YouTube as well. This is from one of the vlog episodes we made where Kent, who's the animator, had a t-shirt that Luke was wearing. It said Step on Snack and find out, something he made up. And so we were like, let's make that shirt. It's just silly and funny. Look at that angry, cute little snake.
So
just
cute.
all angry about it. And it's just a silly gag. It's meant to be silly, like, Step on Snack. And so that's the vlog is something conservatives don't do.
Yeah.
What does the Daily Wire have? Podcast. They
But now they
produce
have the
Yeah.
movie. Now they're doing a movie.
Yeah.
a movie.
Yeah.
And they're doing more.
Good.
Sitcoms.
You have to start. You have
Right.
to start somewhere.
So
Stand-up,
I'm
sitcoms, all
actually-
of that.
I'm
You
actu-
know,
I've been
Let's
talking
Go
about-
Brandon is that song being on the top of the charts is a pretty
Yes.
good
You
got
indication
some
and
people-
that there's a
I'm
market
talking
for
to people
this.
about comedy specials.
Oh,
we,
great.
We want a Timcast exclusive comedy special.
Yes.
We want
Did you
more
see
shows.
that Jim Brewer one? Did you see? I saw a clip of it. I don't know when it was from, but basically somebody sneezed in the audience and he jokingly like set off an alarm. It's like,
no.
it's really funny.
We also, speaking of culture, there's this really awesome channel that makes animated political
Oh.
cartoons.
Oh, really?
Which I think is a great thing to be doing right now. It's called FreedomToons. If you guys just want to check
But
that one out.
Seamus,
I recommend
as I have told you, you need a pop culture version of that.
I want to do that. Well, I don't want to
Why don't we
give
do
too
it?
much away. Yeah, we will. I don't want to
Oh,
give
you're
too
doing
much
it?
away.
Oh,
100%. I
too
don't want to give
much,
too much.
yeah.
We'll, you and I should talk about it after the show. Got some ideas.
Yep.
But we also, there's another show. I'm surprised you didn't mention the 6th show Timcast is launching, Love Dr. Seamus.
That's right.
We had a
right.
whole
What is
conversation about
what
this.
Is Love Dr.
Tinder.
Seamus?
Yeah.
Well,
his advice.
Tinder?
I give
Here-
Tinder.
Here's the pitch. Here's the pitch. It's
I love
Seamus. He takes calls,
Uh-huh.
and every single time that someone calls asking for advice, he advises them to go to church.
Go to church,
Oh, how about that?
or if anytime I have a couple of programs. I'm thinking like anytime anyone called me with any kind of problem with the relationship, I'm gonna be like, just break up. Isn't it? It's like, no, this is the headache for you. You don't have to worry about it.
Can you
No.
save the relationship? Yes. Go to church.
All right, you go to
There you
church.
go.
Go to church. What you guys need to do is go to church.
There you go.
No, we love Dr. Seamus.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's right.
look, I
Love
think it's got
Dr.
staying
Seamus.
power. I think people would love to watch something like that.
Yes.
What if we did like a full series, like a 13 episode arc of an animated show?
I would love to do that.
Ooh.
You
That would
kidding
be
me?
cool.
I would love to do that. I've got like ideas up the wazoo for
Let's do
animated
it.
Oh,
series.
my.
Yeah, 100%.
Let's do 20-minute episodes.
Yeah, let's do it. You guys heard it here. Tim committed.
That's right.
Are you joking? Of
committed
course
to
I
it.
did.
Yeah.
Because
We've been
I
talking
do
with
think Tinder should be
insults
Tim
me.
Tinder.
Because here's the thing. Tim's nice to be on camera, right? But behind the scenes, he's constantly insulting me, throwing things at me even. And I don't mean ideas.
You like to bully shame.
No,
The-
he's doing it
True.
with the witch's hat. He's
Yeah,
just
exactly.
got this wind.
The other day, I told Tim him and his nanny looked weird, and he went,
Right. Yeah, and there you were in your princess dress.
Yeah, exactly.
Seamus flew out the
feeling good
window.
about
Feel
yourself.
good, Tim.
Feeling good. Yeah.
Thanks for checking out this segment from the Timcast IRL podcast. If you want to watch live, you can check out this channel Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. And don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to this channel, and if you want more unfiltered and uncensored content with all of these guests, go to timcast.com and become a member. All of these guests you know and love in exclusive segments on our website where we are unrestricted in what we talk about, so you'll definitely not want to miss it. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you all next time.